Okay. Test 1, 2. Is we good? Alright. My voice is absolutely just cracked, but we'll give this a go. So. Nobody getting left behind here. Going out. It's a good sign. Sigma Shield comes out first. That's all fine. Ball comes around. No major issues there. I think Reaper went off on one a bit. Not Reaper, Baptiste. Oh, both DPS are kind of far out. Then we circle the point, so that's fine. Yeah, that's on me here now. I set up on point there, thinking they were going to come through main, and there was no one around to scout. So if we had someone to scout that, we would have been a little bit better there, but we didn't. But they come through side, we put up a Sigma barrier. Slow down a bit for this fight. Ball comes through. Doesn't find anyone. We press the advance here now because it's a 2v6. But ball comes back around, 2v5, sorry. Ball comes back around and gets 3. We're looking at 2v2, or 3v2. So, one thing we could have done better there is, at this point, once we confirmed the kill on the McCree, well, actually, even beforehand, we should be seeing where that ball was. We knew he was alive. Yeah, we're grouped like that, like, you know. So I think I can't remember who made the call to push, but the benefit or the flip side of this is someone made a call to push, and we all followed. There was no hesitation, which is super important. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no, which I really like to see. So that was good. Anyway, we got unlucky. We got 3 of us out of it. So he gets slept. We've come back to point. Now we still have a point at this stage, which is like the best part about this. And there's not really much they can do. Arcane comes on back on Junkrat, cleans house, you know. Couldn't really ask for better than that. That was really well held. We press here a little bit too much maybe. Arista was low though, so it's not too bad. They don't change comp. So ideally here we want to set up on the stairs, yeah, right there. Going forward we'd probably have, who do we have? Probably have Junkrat and Reaper both on high ground there. But with this ball was just a nuisance. I'd be leaving him. I wouldn't go near him, you know. He's gonna run through point every now and then. Oh, that's a good sleep onto him there. Yeah, you're never gonna confirm that kill. And Waldo just, oh, hang on, I have to go back and watch this again. This is sick. Right. So this is when ball gets slept. You come in, clear them all out like that, break shield. You're low, so you go down. Waldo gets the 4K. Alright, one more time. Because I think that was like pretty fantastic. I don't think there's much else I would do to make that any better. I think when you come up here, I say you like I only said this to you, an Arcane, when you come up here, yeah, like, I mean, you played that pretty well. You were unlucky not to get out of it. The flashbang from McCree pretty much was the only reason you died. Other than that, like, it was absolutely perfectly executed. Waldo sneaks in, gets a 4K. I wish that Blossom was announced that he was doing that, because we probably would have been able to get the Genji as well. But not that it matters too much. In fact, it's probably better we didn't, so I can get some old charge back. But ideally, we'd have that announced so that when I was throwing a pull, I wouldn't throw it left side, I'd throw it right side. Because I just heard that go and I thought you were up here or that they were running. So, but anyway, that's just another little thing. Ball comes flying in out of nowhere again. Presumably to touch. Yeah. At 86. Rolls on through. They're engaging on main. Wallow drops. He's in the high ground. Perfect spot. Ball comes through again. Arcane dips out. Alright, they come in now. So, they're throwing ults at us now. Alright. So, what do we do? Alright. So 5 go left and 1 goes through main. So we end up putting window there. And they throw more ults. Now the fight is going on at the point. So we only need 1 back there. They can't get any heals, so we should be pushing them away from their Moira. Or pushing them, like just splitting them up basically. They pop window. Just to save the Orisa. Flux comes out. With the immortality field still up. But that's quickly taken down. That's actually a good play. To know the limits there. And then ball comes flying through again. Just stalling. Nothing major. Yada 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 yada. Yep. And we're done. Overall, did really well. I think just more coordination or calling from DPS.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. So we're super quick out the bat or out the gate, which is fantastic. Like you look actually, hang on, let me just look at that picture again, right? Here or something. Look at the difference in that. See that? That's unreal. See all this kind of like 2 tanks left behind, Lucy on the point already. That's phenomenal. We look so much better than them there. So ideally in this scenario, so we need to call their comp quick, which I don't think happened. So the sooner we call their comp, the better. From there, see what they're running. Like they don't have that Junkrat that they had the first round. I think they had a Junkrat the first round, or maybe it was Hollywood. They don't have that anyway, so you'll be leaning, to come through here more than likely and press onto him. But this works too. Lucio taking a nice wide angle, probably ideally looking for a boop like up around here. Try to boop if their Roadhog comes out here. Try to boop him into us. Freeze, stun, melee, whatever. All the while we're trying to push forward. So with Ryan's Zarya, the Reaper can pretty confidently just get into the backline, whatever way he can, flank or whatever. When it comes to playing double shield, we would ideally want to keep the Reaper beside the Sigma as much as possible, and the Sigma and the Orisa separated. They don't need to play together unless we're doing something specific like breaking shield or, to be honest, it's just breaking shield. Other than that, if we're stalling point, we need to be on either side of it. But I'll get more into that in doesn't really apply to the 1CP. I'll get into that when we're talking about Hollywood in a minute. So, and yeah, we go with this. So we rush in. That's fine. Get a freeze onto the Roadhog, which is ideal. Start swinging. Now, this is where we all need to move past barrier, like super. Oh my god. Alright, let me try that again. See where that barrier goes up? We all need to go past that quickly as possible. So I get hooked out of somewhere, I don't know. Another freeze on the Roadhog is ideal. Call your targets, the ones that you're freezing, call them, so we know. You were pretty low on juice, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah, you're all out of juice. Like, I'm not just trying to pick on you here. I want to see. Yeah, that's fair. I was very low.
Not ready. This will heal you.
The objective
Yeah, that's
is
grand.
active.
The best you could do.
I'm on the objective.
So right here, when this happens, 2 go back to point, and it's our Moira. Actually, 4 go back to point, which is completely not okay. So if and when we play Li Zhang again, okay, it's probably going to end up doing the same thing. Hopefully, fingers crossed. When we cap the point, we want Ryan, Zarya, Moira, and Mei to stay up. The only people that should go back are Lucio and Reaper. They have teleports and are not necessarily the most important for holding a choke. Rather than Moira and Mei, we want Reaper and Lucio, because they will have quick transport. And yeah, they come out with the Ryan here, which was a terrible idea, to be honest. You could see the guy was not very confident on Ryan. Not to pick holes or anything, but like, plus they're playing Ryan Orisa, which is just questionable at best. So Zarya, oh hang on, come back to that. Zarya, you want to be here. No need for you to be in the back lane here. You want to be up front here with the Mei, more than likely. Lucio, you want to be checking your corners, checking sides, checking flanks, keeping track of where people are. And other than that, you know, that there was not much more. Like, just to go back before this, big hell of a shatter. So you're in this situation here, like, right? Let's say you're a blue team, CIT or whatever. Let's pretend you go to an IT instead of an actual university. Because imagine going to an IT. All right, so you're here. You're playing this for whatever reason. So, you know, grand, you're playing it. What do? You send the soldier through here. Now look at that. Okay, you have a Mei there. That's your biggest threat is your Mei, which is arguably a decent sized threat. Couldn't really argue with that. You get walled off, you're under pressure, but you are a soldier, so you know if you're healing station, you're not going to go one shot. Getting walled off is probably your biggest problem. So, whereas you take Zarya and put her there along with Mei, and put Reaper on the other side, and Lucio can float around. That sort of setup, that kind of split 4-2 or 3-3 setup, they're not getting through there. If they come here, they'll likely not get through there either with a Zarya and a Mei. And you've your Lucio on this side. Now it takes a fast character to get through there anyway, or not a fast character, agile character to get through there anyway. So you don't need to be here, basically. It's not a good place to be. It's fine, but it's just not a ideal place to be. Now, more importantly, the fattest fire strike you'll ever see. Look at that 4-man fire strike. I wonder if you can smell the fear off the Ryan if you spectate him. Shield's getting low. He's at 500. He's like, oh, I need to drop the shield. Drops the shield. Oh, the shield broke. Oh, man. I didn't even realize. Poor guy. Anyway. Yeah, so ults then. We committed 3. we committed 2 fight-winning ults and a support ult, which is pretty important as well. Like, but the grab here, it wasn't it wasn't a terrible call, because I guess it wasn't really spoken about what ult was going to be used, so you couldn't blame anyone for grabbing there. So I don't blame you for grabbing, but it's definitely not the ideal scenario. So yeah, once you hear, I suppose you didn't have that much time, but once you hear Coalescence come out, that's 2 ults. That's plenty. Like, if we don't win that fight with 2 ults there, there's really no point. There's can't happen. Like, you don't lose that fight. That was big actually. Who killed the? Oh, me. That was huge. Like, that he would have saved. Actually, maybe it was a terrible idea for him to ult there. Yeah, when it comes to using sound barrier, you want to use it for check what ultimates they have, kind of team wipe ultimates. Your Riptire, your what else? Riptire, Grav, Dragon, Genji Blade, even, Shatters, things like that. And Blizzard is another good one for Genji Blade. If they're running Genji and you're decently worried about, the Genji's good, Blizzard. As soon as you hear the Japanese being spoken, just Blizzard straight away. No fear. But anyway, that was actually really well done. So let's see how we set up again this time. So Waldo's on the right side there, yeah, that's fine. Ideally, I'd have him left side of me. Mei is out back as well. Yeah, Mei should be on that side. Now Waldo goes on a flank here. Now he needs to tell us this. We should know that Waldo's going on a flank. It's kind of important. Like, it works out really well. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic idea, but we need to know. After that, just clean up. Here's where I play the Junkrat. So now Zarya, when you see a Junkrat or a Pharah, your bubbles go pretty aggressive then. They're very, you get a lot of charge out of bubbles. So I would be leaning definitely to play up a little bit more forward. Like, in and around here or whatever. Definitely, when you see spam damage come in. Even the Orisa kind of does enough that for you to be playing up forward. Where you now? Yeah, and don't worry about the ball. The ball is not an issue. The ball pretends to be an issue. That's a massive wall, actually, that one there. Let's just talk about that for a sec. So, the ball comes in through the back or something. They use Bongo and then get walled off. As soon as the wall goes down, you pop Blizzard. Unfortunately, you get picked off, which is, rough, but that Blizzard definitely, I wouldn't say it won us the game, but it secured us the win, I'll say. Right, career profile.
Welcome to Hollywood. Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Too fast.
Defend objective A.
So, playing Hyperdive, most importantly, like, actually, Wallow, I want to see this.
Defend objective A.
This is my will.
I don't even have anything to say to that. Like, your man just popped off. So we come out with hyperdrive. You've not seen this in too much kind of professional play, but really well timed there, Winston, to come in. Obviously, the swing from a Hammond takes longer, so that's fantastic timing to really do some serious damage there. It was unfortunate or poorly planned that I fell off, but you get slept, that's fine. Anna runs away. We come in here, so now at this point we don't have a target. So if I can see this. Okay, so Waldo is down here. Can't really see much. Give it a go, but realistically, unless we single someone out or force them to rotate, he's not getting any kills. So our 3 divers are Winston, Tracer, and Ball. So 4 people here. We need to call a target. Now we're lucky because there was a pause. Like, so pretty much in and around there was a pause, and I think the call was for Anna. So how does that play out? Yeah, that works. That could have been better, I think. That could have been better. The call was for Anna. So one of two things should have happened here after this. So the big boob comes in, knocks the 3 of them out from behind the shield. So now Waldo has sightlines on him. The Baptiste goes down, I believe. Almost, no. Baptiste gets a health pack. We're all on Anna. Tracer's on Orisa, and I'm on Sigma. So initially, the problem there was we didn't pick the target. Like, the target was picked but wasn't found, or wasn't executed on. So I got blinders and saw the Sigma and was like, "Yep, that's the guy I'm going to go for." Tracer probably did the same with the Orisa, and 2 people went for the target. Well, 3 if you count the Lucio, but you don't. So what I think should have been the right play there was probably, once the Anna was kind of pushed back to, that sort of off the point, basically, the call is to turn around and focus the Orisa here. Now, in the end, we ended up getting the Sigma. Winston jumps over here, which is he's low health, I guess. But he's pretty safe at the point anyway. But I guess better safe than sorry. I feed my brains out here, and I mean like feed my brains out. I saw the Baptiste. I didn't see anyone else, and just 2 people come from behind. I get stuck, and I'm dead. Yeah, and yeah, that's fine. These things happen. So Waldo's on the flank again. So this is good. It's really good to see this, but especially considering it's such a talented marksman. But we need to know about it. When the flanks are happening, we need to know about it. So Tracer's very far up here now. I'm making loads of space for us, which is fantastic. But again, we need to know about it. Now here's kind of, I want to say, the stage 2 of dive, I guess. This is the part where it's like a cycle. Like, you have set up, tiger calling, engaging, team fight, clean up. That sort of way. So right now we're kind of in setup. We're just kind of finished setup, and now we're looking for tiger calling. So I believe the call was for Anna. But actually we're not there yet. But I think the call was for Anna. Yeah. Tracer kind of harasses Anna a little bit. They have no Baptiste to heal Anna up. So the call was for Anna, and that's executed. Winston would have liked to see you come in there with me. but again, the job was done either way. So, and the call was made there, I think, by Cider to not to overextend, which is perfect, absolutely perfect, worked really well, and it was obeyed. You know, that's also really good. So, pops off again. Man.
My ultimate is ready. Let's get in there.
The lads are like, yeah, no, let's not go that way. So they go this way.
Sound barrier is almost ready.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
So Roadhog tries to. They had no intention of contesting that, which is fine. So now this is our third dive. I probably could have placed them better. Winston, you do a really good job here of trying to get the Roadhog in. Unfortunately, he had the immortality field and stuff like that. So, but we clean him off. Again, call was made for Soldier, I believe, or Baptiste, and then Soldier. Would have liked to see. I don't know where actually where's Tracer and all this. Okay, Tracer just dropped down there. I want to see what you're at. Actually, I'm just going to follow you for a minute. So you come in on the left, go for the Soldier, then go for the Moira, then go for the Roadhog. Call was made for Baptiste. Moira gets in your way. You're low, so you back out. Okay.
Payload moves with certainty.
I'm back on point. Yeah, that's fair. There's not really much more you can do there.
I require assistance.
Ults come out then. Forced to hide. You were unlucky not to get the stick there now, to be fair. So, what do you do in like the final fight dive? So a dive is made onto the Orisa, which is a terrible target. Should be on the Moira there, yeah. When the immortality field comes up, you focus that down pretty quick. So, Soldier had visor on. I went to try and do that, failed. Sound barrier was a nice touch. We also need to track ults, which is not something we've been doing. But the game, it was kind of hard to track ults there because we were just stomping like so. Going forward, we will definitely. So Tyre comes out probably from spawn somewhere, yeah. Finds Tracer, which is unfortunate. Winston chases Junkrat. Soldier falls. Yeah, this is a straight win. It's good, we're cleaning up because they're so disorganized, but like we need to be calling targets like 100% more. You know, that's.
Initiating match. Ready for
Right. So we're set up here. They're coming in with something. They won't see us till they around this corner, or I think the Widow peeks us there. But in any case, we have a decent setup. The McCree is a good shout for Farah and for Doomfist. which is likely, the only thing it doesn't counter is Hanzo, or the only counter bunker it doesn't counter is Hanzo. So McCree in a bunker is actually not a bad shout. Symmetra works pretty well too, but we would have probably been under pressure with the Pharah if we played Symmetra. So we got lucky that way. Symmetra stats are a really good idea. You probably go up here with a teleporter, kind of like high ground there maybe. Sigma shield there, or is the shield here? Whatever. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, we'll play this for a minute. Oh yeah, so based on what they do here, so they have three options here when they're looking at this. They rush the point, but they have an Ana and a Mercy, which is pocketing the Pharah, so they probably can't really rush the point. They're playing Moira Lucio or Goats, for example. What you do here is you rush the point, and you stay low. You stay here, force them down. Point is taken away, taken away, taken away. Probably the Orisa, and someone jump down, and as soon as someone hits the floor, call the target. Boom, pounce. Death ball wins that. So luckily they didn't do that. Secondly, you could try take, if you're playing a bunker yourself, what you do, like if you're playing Bastion May, for example, you can take this up here, put a May wall on your wall or on their Bastion, set up your bunker, drop the May wall, and just out bunker. Thirdly, then, if you're playing dive, which is sort of what they're playing, I don't really know what they're playing to be honest, but if they're playing dive, you have your Winston here, your Tracer in there, your Widow there, or your Pharah here, whatever it is. Your Divas around this corner, and someone calls a dive, calls a target. Probably in this case, it's going to be Mercy to deny res. Mercy, then McCree, then Baptiste. It's a call a target, count it down, pounce. So from our perspective, I know I'm kind of going on about this a little bit. One sec, still recording. I'm going on about this a little bit, but this is kind of where we didn't really get to touch stuff, and there's probably going to be a lot of Bastion just looking at the because we can play Bastion on 2CP as well, But anyway, so counters to this. So counter to the death ball is, I kind of discussed it in the game. You have your McCree and Sigma come over here, so they can get heals from Baptiste, and they can contest the point. So they come out, contest the point, come back in, get heals, go out, contest the point. You're rotating it like this, just keep going out. McCree comes out, tries not to get killed. Sigma comes out. Like Sigma probably leaves his barrier there and doesn't touch it, and just comes out from the barrier, goes back in. And then the Orisa Bastion, depending on what they're running, based on what they're running, we should have dropped into, if they came out the point, we should drop into here, probably face there, or yeah, that's kind of the best thing to do, or stay where you are, to be honest, it's fine, play it that way. So that's that. If they play bunker and they're, say, doing a May Bastion strat, putting a bunker up here, you just try your best, you focus shields, hope that you break their, which you might do because you have a McCree and they have a May. I think McCree does more DPS than May, but I'm not sure. So hopefully you put out more damage than they do. And if you don't, you pop Immortality Field and retreat. Take up a position, probably. What you do is you put the bunker here and send your McCree and your Sigma here. Sigma walls that, tries to get a few picks, plays it safe though, doesn't peek, but just tries to distract. Ideally, you'd have a Reaper there as well, like if you're playing double shield, Reaper May or Reaper Bastion, or, well, no, you'd be playing May Bastion, so you could bring your May and your Sigma up here and try and freeze the Bastion and get something that way. I'd do something, there's two ways to win a bunker war here, like you either output more damage than the enemy, or make the enemy output less damage than you. So if you froze their Bastion, for example, you are now outputting more damage. If you popped Amp Matrix, you are now outputting more damage, and that's how you win the Bunker Wars. And for dive, you just kind of weather the storm. We do a really good job of it against this Winston actually. So this Tart comes in, fire pops up, immediately killed. Res goes in, no res for 30 seconds. They have a Widow, so they're playing Widow Fire, which is just kind of weird, man. I don't know. Like, it's not strange, it's just not really smart. Oh shit, I missed the dive, hang on. I say dive, it's more of a feed. So the Winston does exactly, sets up there, jumps in. Jeez, I missed it again. So yeah, the Winston, this is a terrible idea by Winston. Even just Winston in general was a terrible idea. Because they have nothing else for dive, you know. So you land a rock, which probably doesn't save anyone's life, but okay, then you land a stun. And a fan the hammer, like he had no hope. There was nothing he could do there. Playing solo Winston dive to double stun bunker, like not happening on those shoes, pal. Yeah. So they go back, probably make a few changes. So yeah. Play double shield, traditional. With a Baptiste. Which is not a terrible idea. I think the Moira probably would have suited him more though. You get more heals off of Moira. More consistent heals. Use rock. Force it to anti. And the regen. So they shuffle around the left here. Which is not the play. Their comp is kind of death bally, or it's the closest thing to death ball that you can get. Actually, ideally, what they actually, yeah, no, if they put their Orisa here, the Hanzo here, and maybe even went further and like, can you actually go through here? No, you can't go through here. Yeah, no, this is about as far as you can. So you're setting up here, and then you want to get your Reinhardt on the point. Reinhardt's not going to be able to do anything from there. So this is a three-way split. What they should have done here. So you have Hanzo over there. You have Farah Mercy. Oh, you don't even have Farah Mercy because you got Baptiste instead. Yeah, no, it's not really working. Basically, what you would do is you have Farah Mercy play probably this pillar here, just breaking shield, putting pressure, distracting McCree. Your Reinhardt would take high ground and go down through here and just touch point. He'd get melted, like absolutely melted. But, or actually maybe even wait for them to get that set up and then touch point here. Come down that way, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Most impressive display.
So, I bottle my shield here, but we still do a decent job. Still do a really good job, actually. And Widow comes out. They get destroyed. Sigma goes forward. Not really necessary, and if you are going to go forward, go this way. Cut them off here. Could have got your 2 kills there. They're gonna run away from you if you go that way. But if you cut them off, like they only have 1 exit, so what you may as well do is try and get to here. Hall comes in, nothing. We're just playing just decent game here. Like this. Both supports are working overtime, trying to keep them alive. Like, look at that, double pocket, which is feeding all charge, I guess. So. Now the barrier was starting to go down a bit quick, but Sigma, you're super responsive on getting the barrier up. And Arcane, you mentioned a good time. So we lost our McCree here, and he likes to stay down here because of the Farah, I assume. Could could have tried taking an elevator and getting back onto the wood that way. So he wouldn't lose line of sight. See, he lost line of sight there
60 seconds remaining.
while they're rotating. So they rotate, we kind of shuffle around the back again. They left their Ryan behind. Fires on the building alone. Tries to barrage from Narnia. Gets nothing. Terrible idea. So they're trying to set up here. We trolls into its last fight, you know. Why not? I think it's safe to say we're gonna
30 seconds remaining.
win that, like, so. This was just all, I think. I want such a Hammond. So immediately, like, you have two people peeking that shouldn't be peeking. Oof. Just finished off, two rolls in. Calling targets, everyone focus, immortality field, everything. Kitchen sink thrown at him. And that's how we won our first tournament game.